(2023) presidency. Peter Obi takes final decision on attending future debates where Tinubu and Atiku are absent. That is great. You should make that decision because those are the key contestants, not all other, but there are three major people in this presidential race: Obi, Tinubu, and Atiku. These are the people, three people everybody is looking up to. And if two of them, Tinubu and Atiku, have tactically been running away from everything that will involve questioning, especially debate, then Peter Obi should also stop attending. His simplicity and humility is currently being taken for granted. So let's see what he has to say about this, his final decision. The Director General of the Obi Dati Campaign Organization, Doyin Okupe, says the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, will no longer show up for debates if his counterparts in other parties do not show up. Okupe made this known at a press conference in Abuja on Monday. Okupe also said Obi will no longer debate with surrogates or running mates and will back out of any debate even at the last minute should other presidential candidates fail to show up. Obi is in the race for Aso Rock's top job alongside frontline presidential candidates like Bola Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress, Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party, and Rabiu Kwakwanso of the New Nigerian People's Party. Obi, Kwakwanso, and Kola Abiola of the People's Redemption Party were present at a debate on Sunday with the Arise TV, though Delta State Governor and PDP Vice Presidential candidate Ifeanyi Okowa representing Atiku, Tinubu and his running mate Kashim Shettima were absent. So what do we have to say? How can a country yearning to identify the best leader to lead them organize a debating contest where pertinent questions about the future of Nigeria and what they have to offer to Nigerians are to be discussed, and they tactically left? That is not acceptable. Actually, I know Tinubu gave excuse of having a hectic program of rallies and meetings, and so he had to attend those meetings at the expense of a debate that the whole Nigerians were at a lot, focusing on Arise TV to hear from him what he has to offer. His absence from that meeting, himself and his vice presidential candidate, is telling volumes to Nigerians that they really don't have anything to offer. And it is quite obvious that they don't have anything to offer. On the other side of Atiku was away for some reasons best known to him, and he sent his the vice presidential candidate, that is Ifeanyi Okowa, the current governor of Delta State, to represent him. This is not a case of representing somebody. This debating contest was meant for presidential candidates and not vice presidential candidates, and so it was absolutely inappropriate for other presidential candidates of other parties like Kwakwanso and Peter Obi to be discussing with Okowa, who is a vice presidential candidate. It's not acceptable. And a good thing was done. Okowa was asked to leave the podium because he was not invited. It was his principal that was invited, so he was not meant to speak. Even if he came there, he should have been quiet and then, probably offer some guidance to his principal, but not for him to speak for his principal. That was not the intention of that debating contest. So Peter Obi decided, and he's aggrieved with that, and every normal person will be aggrieved. That is disrespectful. That is telling them that Tinubu and Atiku have just proven that those other people are children to him, are irrelevant to him, are inconsequential to them. So they can't attend the same debate. But the real sense of it to all Nigerians is that they really don't have anything to offer. The question that would have come to Tinubu about his personality, his wealth, his academics, his health, and how he ruled Lagos, he wouldn't have been able to answer all of them. And so to avoid that embarrassment, to avoid a kind of failure, that will cost him his election, that will cost him his candidacy, he decided to tactically dodge that meeting. And that is not acceptable. That is not speaking well for him and the entire APC as a party. On the other side of Okoa and Atiku is also not speaking well of them. It has proven that these two old men really don't have anything to offer Nigerians. And so they should go and rest and let someone that's energetic, that is willing to serve sacrificially, come and do the job the way Nigerians expect it. So some people are saying, making some comments here. One person said, Obi, you will win. Myself and my wife went for our voters card. You got 2 votes already. In my place of work, you got more in Ogun. You will work unlike the cunning thieves we have. Yes. So people are voluntarily donating themselves and their card for Peter Obi. They don't need to be bought over. They don't need bribe. They don't need vote buying to convince them to vote for Obi. So just like the deputy campaign manager of Labour Party from Borno State is saying that the people that are coming out for Peter Obi are coming out in their own volition. They are not bought, they are not purchased, and they are not coerced. Right? So this is what this man has to say. Already this man has donated his wife, himself, his family for Peter Obi already. And that is how it is going around all the homes in Nigeria. People say that Peter Obi's campaign is a social media campaign. But now it's hitting families and families are responding for them to know that it's not social media campaign anymore. It is a movement and it's a family movement, right? So somebody is saying here, says, sir, point of correction, please don't stop Peter Obi not to attend any invitation. He is invited. Nigerians are more wise now. It is making him to win more people because the more he talks, the more people are buying into his ideas. Yeah, we agree that the more he talks, the more people are buying into his ideas. But again, his simplicity is now being taken for granted. His humility is now being tactically abused. And that has to be stopped. As a leader, you know when to be simple, you know when to be human, and you also know when to take some serious hard decisions about some happenings, to be able to nip them on the bud before they get out of control. And that is the pedal that currently Peter Obi and Doyin Okupe are pressing to ensure that Peter Obi's simplicity and his humility is not being abused by anybody from any quarter. Yes. There's nothing that will happen if Peter Obi stops attending those invitations if their fellow counterparts are not attending. Does it make sense? The publicity that Peter Obi needs to make, he has done them already, even before this year. He has been attending occasions. He has been talking for the past few years. So it's not this debate that is going to, ridicule his public popularity. No, I don't believe so. Somebody saying here, said that is the best decision. I was even expecting him to leave the debate. Why should he be debating with surrogates or representatives? There are other platforms with which he can relate to Nigerians. Exactly. So even if he does not attend that debate, there are several other platforms that they can use to communicate to Nigerians. His plan to improve Nigeria. So debate or no debate is inconsequential. He will still succeed and he will still communicate effectively. Already, he is very, very good in communication, whether in physical or in the dream. Peter Obi communicates very well. The other presidential candidates that failed to appear actually don't have anything to offer in the physical and in the dream. They don't have anything to offer. That is why they are running. Somebody said, excellent decision, very good. Kudos to B30 team. Yes, so it's a good decision. Good result is what we want, and we know that Obi will give us that good result. That is what somebody is saying here. All right, and some other person is saying Atiku and Tinubu have nothing to offer, and that is the gospel truth. That is why they tactically left or decided not to appear in that debating contest in Arise TV. It's unfortunate. Period. This is a good step in the right direction. This is a comment from another person again. So if we are to, take a role of the responses we are getting here, more people are saying it's a good decision than people saying he should not make that decision. So generally, I think it's a good decision, and he has to stick by it. Nothing will happen. He will still win the election, whether debate or no debate. I know that the other people are planning how they're going to rig the election. They are planning how they're going to spend their money to buy the votes from people. That is where they are putting their faith on. That is where they are putting their hope on. But let's see how that will also work with them this time, or work for them this time. Nigeria is wiser. Nigeria is now more aware, and Nigerians are bent on making right decisions now because they are tired of this group of political thieves that have been cycling and recycling themselves over the years without any improvement in the life of the citizens. It's very, very appalling. So Peter Obi has made that decision, and I think it's a decision in the right direction, and nothing will happen. Heaven will not fall. He will still communicate to Nigerians through other platforms available. He's already doing that, and it's proving effective, and is producing results. He will continue in that, and it will work for him. So thank you for listening. This is the decision Peter Obi and his team is making towards the petty contest in the future, where other counterparts tactically fail to appear. Thank you for listening. I will make your comment below as well.